Good morning, everyone. Silent environmentalist and a robust entrepreneur. That's the explanation I can give when you look at a waste picker. When you look at them, you see people with dirty clothes going around and picking waste. But when I look at them, I see them protecting the environment. Every day, waste picker pick up recyclable waste on the street. When the city government fail to give the services we need, they fill the gap. What do they get out of it? Their livelihood for sure. But the good side effect, we always say negative for side effect. Good side effect is they reduce greenhouse gases. They reduce waste going into the landfill. They reduce the cost of collection and transportation of the waste for the local government. When we did a study in Bangalore, we realized that BBMP, our local government, is saving 84 crore rupees every year in solid waste management cost just in collection and transportation. Forget how much they are contributing to reduced landfill management or greenhouse gases. Once in 2014, Karnataka government was the first one to stop single-use plastic. We had a town hall. We called waste pickers. We called citizens. We had a discussion. And one of the citizens asked waste pickers, if plastic is stopped, if bags are stop producing, what happens to you? They said, yes, we are going to lose money. Our livelihood is going to be tough. But for public health, it is better, so we agree with it. How many corporates do you think will come and say, I can have less profit? But people do it because they understand the impact of the climate change is happening at their home where they live, where the flooding happens, where the heat increases. But they are in the forefront of mitigating climate change. Climate change mitigators, when they go home, they have to adapt to the climate change. That is the situation, and that's why I call them silent environmentalists. How we work with them is building their capacities, building leadership so that they can take charge of their own lives. Poverty-driven people always struggling for the last meal, their children not going to school was a situation when we started working with them. And today, they are the leaders. They are the leaders, they speak for themselves, not only in their own homes, their own governments, but internationally also. Today we talked about the COP, Paris Agreement, where Mansoor, one of our waste picker, went and talked to them and to the UN and member secretaries there to say, look, we are forefront of the workers who mitigate climate change. We had Indumati, who went with me just last week to Uruguay to talk about plastic treaty. There's a lot of negotiation is happening for plastic treaty to come out in the next 1 year. She sat there and said, give us place on your table to talk about how to mitigate plastic pollution. We can tell you. We created a job. Nobody said there is a job called waste picking. There's a job called recycling. Come and work. We created it. If you look at it, in all the developing countries, it's the waste pickers who created their own job is reducing the pollution of plastic. So she was successful, and we had an international delegation of waste pickers who talked to the people who had come there, and everybody, when they were responding in their plenaries, in every country mentioned that waste pickers should be here with us and working. Waste pickers said, you want to close down landfill. We are also for it. We don't want to work in plastic. We don't want to work in the landfill. You want to stop producing plastic. we are ready for it. We want to support you. When we are saying yes, for climate it is bad, you also have to look at how you make a just transition, just for us to move from the work that we do to the work that is better and greener. So when waste pickers say that, we have to understand they're coming with a lot of knowledge. They may not be educated, they may not be reading and writing, but they are very intelligent people. We in Bangalore created them into entrepreneurs. What we did, we worked with the government. Each ward, we have a dry waste collection center which is managed by the waste picker, and they have an MOU. Bangalore is the first city where they have done an MOU to run a dry waste collection center directly in the name of waste pickers. Today, these waste pickers are giving jobs to anywhere between 10 and 88 people and protecting the environment at the same time. I'll tell you, 80% of the places they collect waste give completely source segregated dry waste. When you segregate, that is our responsibility. I create waste, it is my responsibility to segregate, not the people who pick it up from me. When I segregate waste, you can recover the resources and definitely better for the workers who come and pick it up from you. So we have worked with waste pickers as an environmentalist, as a people who provide services, changing the way they work, going on the street, bending 1,000 times, walking 8 to 10 kilometers to a service provider, to an entrepreneur. This shift is happening. What we need is to look at this shift, how we can integrate them into our lives, integrate into our economic system. We have story in Davangere. Davangere is a tier 2 city in Karnataka. Women don't come out to do this kind of work in a public space. They go and pick waste, they are in landfill, but to create an entrepreneur out of them is quite tough. So today we have one Geeta who started 2 years back to run a dry waste collection center. This week, every waste picker on the landfill is coming back to run the dry waste collection and solid waste management of Davangere. This is amazing, powerful thing, both for the city, environment, as well as the condition of labor. So it is very important to recognize when you are talking about environment, when you are talking about managing the greenhouse gases, waste is a very, very important part of our lives. We have to control it, we have to reduce it. In the last COP, our Krishna, one of our waste pickers, he sent a video to the member states where it was played. He talked about how today's fast fashion is troubling their waste management system. We get 1 ton of waste, 1 ton of cloth waste in our dry waste collection center every day, every month. We manage about 59 watts. You can imagine 59 tons of cloth waste we get every day. He talked about how we should reduce consumption. I'm talking about waste picker who is uneducated, telling the member state, saying, reduce your consumption. We can be better. So it's this is how we work in Hasirudala. Hasirudala is the name was given by waste pickers. Hasiru means greens, force means, Dala means force. When we look at the entire Bangalore city, today at domestic, at residential places, we have achieved a huge success in segregation of waste. That is because of people's participation. We have more than 2,000 individuals who are working with us, who are volunteering with us, young and old, rich and poor. Everybody participate. So waste and waste management, which can reduce the greenhouse gases, require all of us to be the stakeholder. In this, government is a very important part. We have love-hate relationship with government. Sometimes we work with them, sometimes we sit there and say what you're doing is wrong, but overall, it's been a great collaborative effort. because government cannot solve a problem without all our participation. Segregation at source comes because I, as a volunteer, make sure in my street nobody mix the waste. Everybody has to do it. Every one of us give time, whether it is 10 minutes in a week or 1 hour in a week, or there are people who have resigned from their jobs and working with us as volunteers, full-time volunteers, to make sure waste is segregated properly. Coming back to the waste pickers, we have created waste pickers as entrepreneurs. There's a woman, Indumati, who came with me to Uruguay. She was sitting and talking about it, how she started. She started on the street picking up waste, feeding her children, had no roof over the head. She was sleeping on the pavement. Today, she's an entrepreneur, given jobs to 88 people, and also paying income tax. 88 of our waste pickers today are filing income tax return. So all the waste pickers who are doing it have also created jobs. How many of us can say, I have created job? Very few of us, because many of us like to go 9 to 5 and come back, work comfortably. Some of us are definitely entrepreneurs, but creating job at that level is very hard. Not only she's creating jobs, she's making sure in her area there is no domestic violence, there is no abuse of any kind of substance. That is very hard. So they are taking charge of their lives, they are taking charge of the work, and they are taking charge of all of our health. So what is next for us at Hasrudala? We continue to do this work for sure, but not forever. We don't want to be the unicorn. Hasrudala need not be unicorn. We cannot go into all the states and all the countries. We want concept of Hasrudala to be unicorn. We want to help other groups, other individuals who want to work like us and support them. That's why we can reach everybody. We want to reach every waste picker in Karnataka in the next 1.5 years. So this is the message I want to give. Anybody who want to come and work with us, learn with us, and create their own set of waste pickers, entrepreneurs, we are happy to support them, and that's how we want to grow. Another thing, in the 10 years, we should not exist for the reason we are existing today. We want waste picker to take over our work and our mission and run their own businesses, their own community to come forward. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.